Hey guys, Peter here to do an EP review. Today I'm here to tell you about Ocean's We Are Not Okay, out April 30th on Nuclear Blast. This release has 4 tracks, 16 minutes in length, and this is the band's 3rd EP. They are an Austrian-German metalcore band. Now, what can you expect from this release? Well, you can expect 4 very different songs as far as the soundscape is concerned. I really felt that the construction of the tracks, how they come across, really pull you in different directions from song to song, making the overall experience very dynamic, very fluid. Vocally, the same thing. You're going to get 4 different guest singers, 1 on each track. This allows them to have a lot more tools at their display, and they can create a lot more ebbs and flows within the track, not just musically but also vocally. Now, the common denominator is mental illness. That's really the red line that spans across all 4 tracks. I felt that they took different approaches with each song to represent different stages or different perspectives of how mental illness can affect a person. But overall, they all fall under that umbrella, and that is really what holds this EP together and the reason for its existence. Now, as far as the first song is concerned, we're going to go track by track. Opening track is We're Not Okay, featuring Andy of Caliban. A track that has peaks and valleys, but not really incredible peaks and not really deep valleys. It has ebbs and flows, it moves really well, it's really fluid, both vocally and musically. It feels more of an introspective journey with some outbursts along the way, perhaps those outbursts becoming a little bit more noticeable as you get to the end of the track. The chorus is very haunting, more so because of how the vocal delivery comes across. The overall atmosphere that the track has, it's insane. You really feel it, and you feel that atmosphere decaying as you progress down the line. It's really a song that just really represents the deterioration of mental illness from the beginning all the way to the end, and then deterioration is really represented musically, vocal, and in the lyrical content. Really interesting track all around. Next, you have Everyone I Love Is Broken, featuring Rob Flynn of Machine Head. I love the more melodic, melancholic almost intro that the song has. Really has this sense of hopelessness to it that then permeates throughout the rest of the track. I never felt like it really went away. It feels like it really stays there. Not as perhaps as noticeable as it is at the beginning. It becomes more of a layer, but it's still there. And it's a song that really allows the verses to feel like they create the atmosphere and create that hopelessness that really permeates throughout the rest of the track. The chorus comes across a little bit more hopeful. I don't think it is, but it has that sensation in it in terms of how they construct it and how the song moves towards it. But it still doesn't really break through this haze that the song builds. It's a very thick haze that this track has. It's really hard for you to break through it. The chorus, it's I think the spot where you're perhaps a little bit closer, but you're never really there. It never really feels like you actually are able to break through. A track that has a very nice balance between the verses and the chorus. I like how they're put together. The verses feel perhaps a little bit more introspective, while the chorus being a little bit more of the exteriorization of what's going on the inside. But they feel very balanced throughout. A track that just really works well, and it feels very contained within all the madness that is happening around it. Next, Voices, featuring Lena Caesarhans of Infected Rain. A Jekyll and Hyde track. This song is absolutely insane. It has incredible peaks and really deep valleys, both musically and vocally, and even from a lyrical perspective. It's just such an incredible roller coaster ride. Perhaps the one that you feel those differences, those positives and negatives, so in the forefront. It doesn't hide it. It's not subtle at all. It just really puts you through the ringer. It gives you that sense of being happy at one moment perhaps and being absolutely sad the next, something that people struggle with, and really not finding a balance, and just really going from polar opposites of being extremely happy to being extremely depressed. That's really well represented on this track across all the different elements, once again, not just musically, not just vocally, but also in the lyrics that it carries. One of the most dynamic songs throughout the whole entire EP, with clear divides, really making you understand exactly where one spectrum ends and where the other spectrum starts. Also one of the heaviest songs on this release. Last but not least, Shark Tooth featuring Christoph of Nøt Okay. Really interesting track, really groovy track. The grooviest track on this release, really outside the box musically. The other ones had a lot of similarities to them. This one still copies a lot of the same elements that we saw in the previous 3, but this one really goes outside the box and really offers something a little bit different. It's a more electronic driven track, almost pulling a little bit into the industrial side. So it has a little bit of that going for it, not just on the musical side of things, but also vocally, including some electronic elements and how the vocals are coming across. Really blends well with the overall perspective that you're going to get from a sound approach as far as this track is concerned. And then it's a song that just really has that groovy bass line. The bass is really predominant on this track. You really feel it from the beginning to the end. It plays well into the overall atmosphere and plays well into the overall track. A song that pushes you into different paths all the time, never allows you to really feel comfortable in one spot. You know that you're moving forward, but you're just not knowing exactly if that forward motion is linear or not. It's just a very unbalanced and very unhinged song across all the different elements that drive it. I just like the difference, all the differences that this track puts into the forefront. Like I said, the more electronic elements, almost pushing it into an industrial sound, and then having that groovy bass line that just adds a different soundscape that just makes this song feel completely outside the box when you look at the previous 3 tracks and you look at this one. This is it, guys. This is Oceans with We Are Not Okay, out April 30th on Nuclear Blast. Let me know your thoughts on the singles, on the tracks. Use the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.